Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Don't be Kurt. I guess I've never introduced myself all these times. Obviously by Don't Be Kurt, clearly that's my name, Kurt. So here it is. So for the last few episodes where we've been talking about different things, I've been teasing updates to both this Audi and the Mini over there. And as such, I'm finally ready to share what's been going on since the catastrophic events with the Audi and what have I been doing with the Mini. So stay tuned, or I shouldn't say stay tuned. Here comes some clips of the past couple weeks. Well, y'all, today's the day. It's been 6 weeks since I made the appointment, and today finally we'll take the broken Audi to Ecotech to finally have this thing fixed. I'm curious to see how badly the head is damaged, what's actually damaged, what's causing the misfire, because the misfire is still inconsistent. It's really weird. Doesn't misfire once you get above 1,000 RPMs. It's just at idle. And I'm really curious to see what they come up with and what this is actually going to cost me. Granted, you know, I got the car as a prize. It was free, but still, I don't want to be too underwater with this car because maybe I might want to sell it. I mean, granted, I also know that selling cars is not a winning proposition, as we've seen by many of these YouTubers, but heck, one could hope. So anyways, come along as we take the Audi on its last voyage before it gets really disassembled. So as you guys can see, rev's fine. So off to Ecotech we go. So we're in here, just left the house. I mean, really, honestly, car was driving normal, and that's what throws me so off. Like, bent valve,
stay in the middle lane.
no real, it's an inconsistent misfire at idle. Like right now, there's no miss going on. So I don't know what to think. I mean, it's normal. Now we're back to kind of a missing feel. Not flashing, but it's like a rough idle. But if I smooths out right here. All right, so cruising at about a little under 70, getting average gas mileage. So again, nothing out of the ordinary with this damaged engine driving like this. So yeah, I get it. The valve is probably bent and could fall, but it's still weird. It's weird that this car drives normal. Okay, almost there. Nothing's blown up. And we've arrived to Ecotech. Now, as you can see, lots of Subarus here because it's primarily what they do here. They're well known for their Subaru work, but I've also been recommended by a lot of people that they would also do a great job as Audi, so that's why we're here. Sorry for the wind, but let's walk into Ecotech and drop this off and see what happens next. All right, so Ecotech, what happened on that visit? So initially I had hoped to film and stuff like that, but it was kind of an awkward situation when I walked in, and I don't really have any relationship with them like I do with my friends at Bimmers R Us, where camera is cool and stuff like that. But anyways, when I made the appointment, let's rewind a little bit. When I made the appointment after the catastrophic damage occurred, I tried to call and give as much detail as to what happened, and was hoping to spoke to either a mechanic or the owner of the shop to kind of give a little forewarning as to what I was dealing with. When I dropped the car off, it was essentially almost like we never had a conversation before, which was a little off-putting, but hey, it happens. So anyways, a few days after dropping it off, which I thought was pretty quick because Ecotech is immensely popular here in the St. Louis area, so I didn't think I would see my Audi for a while. But when I got a call a few days after dropping it off, it seemed like I had some hope. In fact, I was looking forward to celebrating because, you know, it maybe there was a chance that there wasn't a bent valve and there was just some wicked vacuum leak causing that ticking noise or something. So they had first wanted to kind of clean the engine up, and so that's my bad. I dropped the car off in a state where everything was disassembled, like airbox was disconnected, hoses weren't clamped down, all sorts of stuff. So those misfires and stuff I was experiencing clearly could have been part of that. And one thing I noted, and I'm embarrassed by this, when I did take the car apart, the coil packs and the spark plugs looked suspect. I mean, these spark plugs had the Audi logo on them, they looked original, and as such, all that needed to be cleaned up first before we could get a proper diagnosis or to get caught up to where I was back in December. So left it at that, and then I got a call back a few days later saying that, hey, that work was done, engine was buttoned up, and indeed there is a problem with the car. So it was scoped, and the 6-cylinder was found to have 2 valves that just as, but from their words, just touched the cylinder just enough to cause damage, and we knew that. So here is where it got a little bit sad and kind of put me in a funk for a little while. So off the, I guess, top of the head figure or quote I got to kind of fix this Audi was between $8,000 and $10,000, and that would have been rebuilding this existing engine, doing the cylinder head work, and just kind of tidying up everything. And that's not upgrades, that's not anything, that's just getting back the car as it was. And there's still the other problems that I haven't gotten back to, mainly the lack of heat and other little small problems, which we'll talk about later. So anyways, we'll cut back to those videos of what I was experiencing with the car after I got it back. All right, so as we are already talking about this Audi, it is for sale. It is broken, but it does drive. As you can see, pulls just fine with its 2 intake valves damaged on the 6-cylinder. So, transmission's good, clutch is good. So anyways, if you want it, contact me and maybe we can make a deal and you can come get it. Well, considering the option I've been giving is to completely rebuild the engine and go from there, and at this point, it doesn't even make any point to baby this thing in its damaged state. So I'll just demonstrate the car basically sounding healthy here in a second. So we'll do a full pull here on the highway, and you can take from it what you may. It is broken. There's a hurt engine, no doubt, but at the cost of repairing this thing versus if it blows up and fixing it, it seems to be about the same. So why not have a little fun, right? Picking up the sound of the engine. Again, at this speed from inside the car, you can't hear the valves clattering, but pulling, no shakes, perfectly smooth. That clicking sound here though, I got a piece of weather stripping that is loose on the passenger headlight. Can I do with this thing? So as I was probably already shared already, the primary option obviously is to sell, because I don't have anybody who is that I know that can fix this at a well, I shouldn't say reasonable, at a cost that I'm prepared to pay for. Now, one would argue it's, what do you determine as reasonable? I thought for sure this could be fixed for about $5,000 or less, maybe $4,000 to put a used engine in and hook everything back up. But the quotes I've received have been about 2x that, and quite honestly, this car is probably at best worth $10,000. So it's kind of a hard, tough pill to swallow. I could par it out and make that type of money back, but it really is a really fantastic conditioned B5 S4, so I don't know. So, what to do? The quotes that I've received so far have been at a price that I would have expected at that price to get it built, where you got KO4s, it is built, it's ready to go. But the price I got would have been a rebuilt engine that would have been what it is that I have today with the original, well, with KO3s, and just basically the same car coming back. Honestly, I didn't expect to get a new cylinder head to cost, you know, upwards of $8,000 to $10,000, but that's the quote I've received. So, kind of a hard pill to swallow, because the car is really at best case, $10,000, most likely a little less. So it's not a real thing for me to spend that type of money. But meanwhile, driving the car as it is with its broken valves in the 6-cylinder, the 2 intake valves, and it feels normal. It's just, I don't know, it's a weird feeling for me to say I gotta spend this much money to fix this thing. So it's got to hurt motor for sure, or hurt engine, excuse me. But this is just, I don't know. I'm saying I don't know a lot because I really don't know. I don't love the car, and what I mean by that is, like, I've never dreamed of a B5 S4, really. Never been on my radar. I've been a BMW guy. You know, this is a E36 M3, no doubt, no question I would do it. That was one of my dream cars, or probably as close to analog to this car. However, this car kind of grew on me over the past year, and I don't like unfinished projects. So when I won the car, I never really did have intentions of keeping it. You know, when I got it and I saw some little ticky-tack problems with it, I thought, oh, let me get all these things cleared up, drive it for a little while, and then make a decision. Right now, I don't feel like I'm making a decision. I feel like it's being forced on me, because I don't have anybody, nor do I have the skill set or time to actually do this, because changing the cylinder head on this car is an engine out procedure, just because of the extreme wide angle of the V6 in this car. There's no way to do this work. And I'm also not in a position right now to do a full build. Now, has that crossed my mind? Yeah, a little bit, to put KO4s in there and do all the stuff on there and make this amazing. I'm also not a fool and know that this car, just maintenance on it, regular maintenance, is just an extreme exercise every time. So I hesitate to part the car out because it's, you know, it looks so nice, but that might be the best route. But I'll also, in that same breath, I don't have the space in my house to have a parceless car all over. So I'm rambling. Really, I'm talking to you guys. As I try to sort things through in my head while I drive this car around. I mean, as you can tell in the video, just looking in the interior, this car is in amazing shape. You know, just a hurt 6-cylinder. So, anyways, you guys, you've been with this ride with me for a little while as I started the channel. It was kind of, you know, the other part was when I got this car, I was like, oh, this might be a good vehicle for my channel or whatever. And it's kind of sad to see that this might not be with me much longer. All right, so one last thing. So you see these lights on there, and of course we're not focused. All of these are related to, well, at least the ABS brake and traction control are related to steering angle sensor, which is the clock spring, which comes with the car. Okay, so outside of the error for the clock spring, which I shared in the video just a second ago, the car has some other minor, or it could be major, issues where there's no heat. And if it's really a new heater core, that's also like a major repair. But one, maybe I don't mind doing. It'll take a while, but it's not engine out, I don't think. So we got that going on. There's some creaks here and there and stuff like that. And that was just to get to a baseline, which is where I was wanting to get. And to be honest, $8,000 to $10,000 that I was talking about earlier isn't necessarily out of the realm of possibility. It's just that when I imagine spending that type of money, that is a fully built S4, you know, a rocket ship and getting all that. $8,000 to $10,000 to make it back into an $8,000 to $10,000 car doesn't make any fiscal sense. And of course, most YouTubers would, as you've watched, don't actually make a lot of fiscal sense in their choices. However, I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm just starting, and quite frankly, it's, you know, I have family members who would be very displeased with me for spending that amount of money on this car, which was a Prize, considering all the jokes we're already getting from other folks about the fact, how can I get a Prize that has cost me this much money? So there is that. But anyways, let's talk about the Mini for a little bit and close it out. Yes, the MiniCooper. So I made one video, kind of showed what was going on with it, and it sat here. So what has happened while it sat here? Well, as I will show in the video here in a second, it has no brakes. Well, back to the Mini, folks. So been a minute. Of course, we were busy with this, and earlier in the video, you know, we dropped the Audi off. So I figured let's go take a look and look at this Mini. Last video, I discussed the fact that you can't open the trunk, and I'm thinking I'm gonna try and find a new latch or whatever, and maybe there's something else going on here. Maybe I can trigger the release here. Maybe this is what's gone bad. But bigger than that, starting it back up and moving it, I discovered something else that has just broken with it just sitting there going stale. All right, I'm gonna apply the brakes. Oops, wrong pedal. Whoop. So obviously that shouldn't be. So what could it be? Check the brake reservoir. It was, you know, substantially low, but not low enough that if you release the e-brake that you see a warning on the dash, which I assume this car works like other ones, that with low fluid you'll get a light. So I'll check this out, for example. All right, I'm gonna remove the e-brake, press down. Clearly it doesn't move. If I let go of the brakes, it does. So all the way down, I do get some brake action. All right, so what could it be? What I noticed getting out of the car was kind of pinpointed it. So let's go take a look at that. Yep. So I guess there's a brake line underneath there that has given out. I don't have a lift here, and I'm pretty sure I could figure that out pretty quickly when it's on a lift, but yeah, so I guess this is the next major priority to fix on this thing, because clearly you need to be able to stop and be safe when you're driving. So all right, so I'm not quite sure exactly where the leak is. You can see kind of right there. That could be above, or it could be that spot, and I'm obviously laying on my back. I don't really have a good view, and I almost wonder now if this is underneath the gas tank as well too. This is a problem. So this might be a little more complicated than first thought in terms of fixing it. Clearly it needs to be fixed, but again, this might be something that I'm not equipped to do. So I might have to go call in some reinforcements for this. What happened to the brakes? Well, as you see in the video, I guess just sitting here, it might have had some rust on the line. Now, we did have some traumatically cold temperatures here in St. Louis back in December, so I suspect there might have been some water or some oxidation going on, and that was the end of it. So -5 degrees without the wind chill, it's sitting here, it doesn't get driven. That's that. So like the Audi, which I have for sale, this will probably be on the market soon. This, I think, is a great lemons candidate, hint, hint. So anybody wants this car for 500 bucks, come get it, turn it into a lemons car, with the caveat that if you make it a lemons car, I need to be on your team and I need to be able to drive it. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this update. If it's a little long, you skip through, sorry. I'm really trying to make this more concise and get better each time. If anybody knows somebody who wants to help with this Audi, it's soft for sale right now. I haven't really, it's on the Facebook Marketplace. I don't have it at an aggressive price right now. I am interested in fixing it. If somebody wants to partner with me, any of our YouTubers, hint, hint, if this will help me get some views, I, within reason, on the Eastern United States, would be more than happy to spend time with you, my legit street cars, questionable garage, even the car wizard, I would be more than happy to tow this out to you and partner up and even pay for your services to have this thing fixed. Hit me up via comments, or I'll put my email address in the description below where you can get to me. For those of you who enjoy watching this show, please like, subscribe, and please tune in again as we'll be back on the 6 series, which is out of frame over there, but we'll be getting it polished up and also getting it prepared for sale. Peace, guys, and thanks for watching. Fun. Before spring gets here, a little slippery.